everyone, welcome to another episode with me, Living Free Ashley. I have my very tall friend here, Zach.
Hey guys.
Zach, tell me about you.
Well, I'm one of the co-founders of the Juice Truck.
Yeah.
We launched in 2011. We were the first cold press juice business in Canada at the time.
Amazing.
And we've since, grown from being a food truck and evolved to first having retail juice in grocery stores, and then grew into kind of a plant-based lifestyle cafe business.
Awesome.
So, food, lots of plant-based food.
Do you still have the trucks out on the road?
Yeah. So we've got one truck in Gastown still, and one at Burrard and Robson downtown.
Very cool. And you have this book, this
Yep.
awesome Juice Truck book.
Yeah.
So you've got, basically it talks about your journey, right? It talks about making different smoothies, juices, all vegan. Is
Yep.
it all vegan, gluten-free?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Awesome. That's the book. Okay, so I have a bit of a confession.
Yeah.
I've been vegan for a few years now, a couple years, and I've been dairy-free for like 10 years.
Nice.
And I had never made nut milk before. For some reason I thought it was really, really hard. I don't know why. So then Zach and your partner Ryan, right?
Yep.
They put on a workshop at Whole Foods on how to make nut milk. And I went, and then I felt ridiculous because it's so easy.
It's so easy. That's
So
always our
easy.
punchline. Like, this
Yeah.
is the easiest thing you'll ever learn to do.
Yeah, why do you think, I can't even tell you why I thought it was so difficult. Why do you think other people out there might think it's difficult?
I think people imagine there's more of a process to it.
Okay.
Like, there's some fancy way that maybe you need big equipment or,
Right.
or some sort of binder or processing procedure to create it, but it's really just nuts and water.
Nuts and water. That's it. And there's a few ratios that you work
Yeah.
with, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about those.
So yeah, we've got different ratios for different purposes. So if we're making just our generic nut milk that we're going to use to either drink or to add lots of different flavors to, we do 1 cup of nuts that have been soaked overnight,
Okay.
to 4 cups of filtered water.
Okay, that's easy.
So
1 to 4.
Yeah, 1 to
Okay.
4, easy ratio. So that's kind of our go-to everyday nut milk.
Okay.
If we're making for a creamer, for coffee, or for something like that, we go as thick as 1 to 1.
Oh wow. Okay.
So 1 cup of nuts and cashews goes really well for coffee. You can do 1 to 2 if you want it a little less thick, but the 1 to 1 is nice.
Okay.
And then if you're making it for smoothies, you're going to get all the flavor from what you add to the smoothie. So it's less important to have that thick of a consistency.
Okay.
So we do 1 to 8.
1 to 8.
And that's
wow.
really cost effective. It
Yeah.
doesn't cost much to do 1 cup of soaked nuts to
Yeah.
8 cups of water.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think a lot of people think it is expensive.
It can be really affordable.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're doing 1 to 8 ratio.
Yeah. And buy in bulk. I always buy in bulk so
Yeah.
that the costs come down. There's websites that you can buy from that are cheapest as well.
Yeah.
Like nuts.com, Real Raw,
Okay.
Om Foods.
What was that
one? Om Foods.
Okay.
I think they're a farm in Nelson.
Oh, awesome.
Otherwise, you can go to the bulk section of the grocery store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
And I make the milk as well for my coffee, and I put it
Yeah.
in my frother. And the first time I put it in there, I pressed the button, and I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I took the lid off, and it was frothier than regular milk, or
Amazing.
it was So
That's
it
great.
froths up as I would say better than the store bought stuff, which I was really happy about.
Yeah.
Now, one question I still haven't figured out is, so basically, we'll go into it, but
Yeah.
after you make all of the milk, you're left with this pulp, right?
Yes.
The nut pulp.
Yes.
So what do you do with it?
So that's another way that you're gonna let your dollar go a little bit further. With the pulp, it kind of can act as an almond flour or a cashew flour, whatever nuts that you're using. So
Okay.
you can use it for granola bars, cookies, muffins.
Do you dry it and bake it, or what do you do?
Yeah, so ideally, we usually bake it at a very low temperature until it's like bone dry.
Okay.
Or if you have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate it.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a whole bunch in my freezer right now because
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with
that's
it.
a perfect way to
Yeah.
keep it stable because
Okay.
bacteria is not going to grow in the freezer.
Right.
So that's the perfect place to start.
So I could essentially take it out of the freezer, thaw it, and
Yeah.
then bake it or dehydrate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use it as is for like muffins and stuff like that. But if you want to use it as a substitute for flour, then if you bake it or dehydrate it, it's closer to a flour texture.
Oh, amazing.
But you can throw it straight into like muffins and stuff if
Okay.
you want to just use it as
Right,
as
and I
is.
guess it would add fiber and protein.
Yeah,
Is that what it?
exactly?
Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
fiber is super important.
Yeah.
We're big fiber fans.
I agree. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna make basic nut milk today,
Yeah,
right?
let's do it.
Okay, awesome. So for ingredients today, you need 1 cup of almonds soaked overnight. Whoops. And then rinsed and drained. 4 cups of filtered water.
If you don't have a water filter or something along those lines, you can just leave the water on your countertop for a couple hours and it will naturally dechlorinize, so you'll have a naturally filtered water.
1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of pure vanilla.
Maple syrup, up to a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, depending on your preference of sweetness. Medjool dates, 1 to 2. If you want it a little bit sweeter, you can obviously add more. Up to 4 would be fine for sweetness. Some Himalayan salt. If you want to add some different flavors, turmeric is great. Some strawberries, which is great for kids nut milks, or if you just want a nice little strawberry kick. That's the fun thing with the nut milk, so you can really make it what you want it to be versus when you buy a store-bought nut milk, you just have the one standard flavor. So we like to play around with strawberries. You can make strawberry basil, strawberry with rose water.
Wow.
We also like turmeric and adding in the black peppercorn and the coconut oil. That kind of brings out the anti-inflammatory aspect of the turmeric.
Very
Otherwise,
cool.
you're not getting the full benefits. It's
Yeah.
still good, but
Yeah.
that brings it out. Other ones that I like, adding matcha is really nice. Make a bit of a matcha milk. You can do blueberry lavender is really nice.
Yum.
So really the options are like cacao is an easy one to
Yeah.
make like a healthy chocolate milk. So
It's pretty endless. the
yeah,
options.
it's endless.
Yeah.
Every morning we kind of play around
Yeah.
and make a different SKU. So.
What's your favorite?
I like just like a standard one I like to mix almonds with cashews and a scoop of coconut butter to like give it a little bit of extra creaminess.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I guess that's one thing we haven't really talked about is the nuts. Like you can really use
Yeah.
every nut out there and
Totally.
different combinations and
Totally. So like everything from almonds to cashews to adding a few Brazil nuts are nice because they're really high in selenium.
right.
If it gets a little bit more expensive, but you can do macadamia or pistachio if you want.
That'd be rich.
Those,
Yeah.
those aren't quite as cost effective.
Yeah.
Same with seeds. We play around with that a lot. So like hemp seed's great, pumpkin seed, sesame seed, sunflower seed. Like those are all really nice to add, and they all have
Yeah.
different health benefits. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And you also need a nut milk bag and a pitcher to strain the milk into.
And to blend it all up, high-speed blender, Vitamix, Blendtec, Ninja, anything that's a high-speed blender will do.
Okay, I think we should make some nut milk.
Okay, let's
All
do
right,
it.
Let's get started.
Okay, we did it.
Easy, like, can't get easier than that.
It's the easiest thing out there. Easier than going to the grocery store.
That's very true. That's very true. So how long does this last in the fridge?
So it's good for 3 days in the fridge.
Okay.
If you want to keep it for longer, you can always not fill it quite to the top, give it some space, and throw it in the freezer.
Oh, I haven't done that yet.
So that you can pull it out when you need it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And there will be some separation, right? So you just
Yeah.
need to give it a little shake before.
Give it a good shake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks for
This
having
has
me.
been so much fun, so informative. Nut milk, it's easy. Ridiculously easy.
Super easy.
Thanks again for watching another episode with me, Living Free Ashley, and
Zach from the juice truck.
and cheers to living free.
Okay, so for the water that you're going to use for the nut milk, shall we? Ready to go.
And go.
Okay.